What's up, guys? Welcome back to my YouTube channel, Hamsters in Harmony. To have another video for you guys. But before I get started, make sure you hit the subscribe button. And when you do, you turn on those post notifications. Give this video a big thumbs up in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's get started. So, cons of owning a hamster. One con is that they are nocturnal, so during the day, if you want to play with them, you can't because they're going to be asleep, and you do not want to wake them up. So, con number one is that you cannot wake up your hamster and they're going to be asleep during the day. So, yeah. Con number two, hamsters can be expensive. People don't realize how expensive hamsters can be. To give hamsters the proper enrichment, such as enough bedding, a big enough cage, hideouts, and even upgrading the cage. If the hamster starts to show boredom behavior, you need to get the proper sized wheel. There's just so much factors into going into how much it would cost to own a hamster. Sure, there's cheaper ways to do it, like make a bin cage, but it's still going to add up over time. Hamsters are not always cute and cuddly. They are definitely not sociable when you first get it, unless you get ethically bred hamster or a hamster that's been handled a lot. It's most likely going to need to be trained. You can't really train a hamster. I don't know another word for it though. You need to train it to not bite you or as much, or just get used to being handled. And in doing so, the hamster will probably end up biting you multiple times. So just if you want a hamster, you see other people's hamsters and they're cute and cuddly and they always like to be held. Your hamster is most likely not going to be like that. Hamsters are not sociable animals, which means that they should not interact with other animals, including other hamsters. Hamsters should never be housed together because it could end up fighting, and then they could even end up dying. So, hamsters are not sociable animals like dogs, cats, mice, rats. They're not sociable. So if you want a sociable animal, maybe think about getting a gerbil or a rat or a mouse, because hamsters are definitely not sociable. Giving your hamster the proper enrichment, there's definitely so many different ways to do this, but it can be really hard to find out which way works for you. It's not exactly a con, but it's kind of out there. So you have to figure out what your hamster likes, what it doesn't like. Hamsters aren't going to like the same thing. Food. You're going to have to find out a proper balanced diet for your hamster. There's different seed mixes that you can mix, like commercial seed mixes. You can mix those. But one of the best options is a homemade diet. Make sure you know what's in it. You can't take your hamster outside, like dogs or some cats can take them out for a walk. You have to keep them inside, and you can't really let them roam around too much in your house. You can free roam them sometimes, but they can't be all the time free roam just because they're going to find a way to escape. So you can't really have them interact with the outside or anything. And then doing the research, that's not really a con because you have to do research for every single pet. But hamsters, it's kind of hard to find the proper research just because some websites aren't updated. Still say 360 square inches, even though the new bare minimum is 450 in the US and Canada. So you're going to need to find a website that's reliable. I recommend checking out this YouTube channel right here. They have really good content. You could definitely find more stuff about hamster care on their channel. Another con is that hamsters, like every other animal, you still have to take them to the vet. You can't not take them to the vet. If they get sick, you have to take them to the vet, figure out what they have. If you notice anything different in their behavior, like they're not waking up as much, or you don't see them as much, they're not drinking or eating as much, you need to make sure that everything's okay with them. You need to take them to the vet. You can't just not take them to the vet. That's not really an option. Once you adopt the hamster, it's your responsibility to take them to the vet if they ever get sick. Hamsters also have very fragile bones, so they could break really easily, and that you're going to want to make sure your hamster can't fall from a height, and you're going to want to make sure that there's no little tiny cracks that they could get their feet caught in or their legs caught in, because if their hamster does get their leg caught, they could even end up chewing it off. Do not put your hamster in one of the pet store cages that you find. they're too small, they shouldn't be housed in them. That's not fair to them. You can't leave them in there unless it's like a travel carrier for like when you're like traveling or you have to take them to the vet. That they make really good for those, but you can't house them in that. That's pretty much it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, make sure you give it a big thumbs up on your way out, and I'll see you guys next week. Bye!